Well, well, well. Do you have water like this in your window wells? Do you want to fix it?
Ribbit. Ribbit.
Well, we do. In this video, we're going to try to improve our situation. Everyone's situation is different. If this helps, it will save us a boatload of money. This is the inside of our window wells. See the color difference on the cinder blocks? That's the clay soil coming in with water. We moved into this house about 3 years ago now. Who knows how long this problem has been going on. When we bought the house, the windows in this room were sealed shut. There was also drywall here, but it was unpainted, and there seemed to be random spots of spackling that I think were hiding spots of mold. The good news is that the water seems to be coming from the windows themselves and not the foundation. This wood definitely has to come out and be replaced. Clearly this one gets the most water. So the water has been getting in where the window frame meets the cinder blocks. Even if the sealer or glue or whatever they used worked, you don't want wood frames to be submerged in water. And you don't really want to see a fish tank with frogs in it when you look out your window, even though it's kind of fun. Here. You see that white stuff? It sort of looks like powdery mildew. That's efflorescence, I think it's called. And basically it means some moisture is getting through, evaporating, and that's the salt deposits. It's not great to see. It's not something you want your basement to have, but at least it's not as bad as it could have been, and we're not seeing it from the bottom of the foundation or any cracks or holes that water is coming from. Considering the problems window wells can have, you might be wondering, why do window wells exist in the first place? Window wells exist to allow light into partially underground areas such as a basement. Secondly, window wells can provide an emergency exit. Although you kind of need a ladder for these, or a table or a chair or something to get you up there. There's these 3 window wells, and there's one more in this room that the window does open and you can actually see the water trails. By the way, that's a stack of old towels we use when it happens to rain really hard to absorb the water. See the trails? Those lines from the window straight down? That's like mud and everything that comes in with the water when it rains really hard. This window, unlike the others, wasn't glued shut permanently. Now that you've seen the inside, let's go back outside and see what we can do to improve this. Step 1. Dig. Digging is so much fun, said no one ever. My back is worn out from digging our thick, heavy clay soil for so many roses. So my husband took care of this job while I pretty much sat back and enjoyed some cucumber water in the shade. If we had a pool, I'd be enjoying it like that frog enjoys our window wells. Disclaimer, in case it's not clear, we don't know what we're really doing, so if you're looking for a perfect how-to video, this is not it, unfortunately. This pipe was kind of in the way and made digging even harder. Our gutters are connected to this pipe. It carries water down to our gravel driveway. When this gutter pipe became visible, I thought, wow, this looks good, like they used an extra wide pipe. But then I realized this is just a 4-inch pipe that has become smashed. So that's why it looked larger, at least at first from the top view. Sure, you save yourself a couple of hundred, probably thousands of dollars by using sewer pipe, but when it comes to your house, you're really taking a risk. If you have clay soil or any vehicles driving over this pipe, I think you should use Schedule 40 because look what happened to the sewer pipe. I shouldn't have been as surprised as I was, considering about a year ago we stuck a camera through the pipe to see what was going on when we noticed the output flow had decreased. Concerned about damage, we stuck a cheap camera through as much of the pipe as we could, looking for a breach. Fortunately, we couldn't see any perforation in the pipes and wound up blasting out the culprit, a big leaf clog, and just like a whole bunch of debris with a pressure washer with a nozzle designed for doing that. In our area, to have someone, a professional, come out and do this, it would have cost quite a bit, so we saved some money doing it ourselves, plus we have the equipment to do it again in the future if it happens again. Hopefully it won't, because since then we've had gutter guards installed, and that will cut down the debris getting into the pipe in the first place. Sorry about that tangent, but it is related. Let's get back to the window wells. So as I showed you from the inside, there are 4 window wells we need to replace, and these are 2 so far. They've definitely seen some better days. This window well in the corner here with the water in it, this is the one that has the rotting wood on the other side. Here's a close-up of the other one, definitely not as bad as the one on the corner. See that auger over there? It costs $100 to rent it for the entire day. Bucks is a weird word. Did you know the word buck is an informal reference to a dollar that may trace its origins to the American colonial period, when male deer skins, buckskins, were commonly traded for goods. Anyway, bucks were probably wasted on that auger because it wasn't really needed, mainly because it wasn't long enough. It was only 2.5 feet, but the next size up was heavy machinery and a lot more expensive per day, $400, plus you have to tow it home. A trenching shovel is probably enough to dig down, and this giant speculum type thingy, my husband dug at least another 2 feet, which brings it down close to 5 feet. And it still didn't reach the drain tile. The idea was to tap into it, so he just put the 5-foot pipe down anyway to get water at least closer to the drain tile. I'll let you know what happened after a heavy rain later in this video. That's right, that pipe connects to absolutely nothing. You could say it's an experiment. Sure, we're cutting corners, but it's not like we're building a Titan submarine or anything. The previous owners definitely cut some corners when they put this extension on the house and installed this drainage system. Yep, that's a tunnel to nowhere. I'll just go ahead and tell you that that's basically useless. After a heavy rain, water filled up and stayed there for many days, unable to really evaporate and seemingly no place to go. I guess the clay soil was too hard for it to drain at a reasonable rate. So we're just going to pull those pipes out and put clay soil and then a couple of inches of gravel like the rest of it. Okay, now for the super scary part, drilling into your foundation. You might want to practice on a cinder block. I'm not sure which my husband hates more, putting holes in the foundation or putting holes in the drywall to hang pictures and things. That's a wedge anchor being pounded into the foundation now. Wedge anchors expand, wedging itself securely into concrete. This is expansion joint, polyethylene foam, a 1/2 inch thick. This is the same stuff many swimming noodles are made out of. The foam allows the expansion and contraction of concrete, which often happens with a change in temperature on sunny days and cold winters. It prevents stress on the metal, and it prevents gaps from forming between the metal and the concrete. Back the soil goes, and you top it off with 3 or 4 inches of gravel. Two down, 2 more to go. 3 down, 1 more to go. The pipe was left out of this one. It's basically what we had before, except there's 3 to 4 inches of gravel on top. Hopefully the slope helps the water run away from the house and towards that catch basin. That catch basin connects to the gutter pipe you saw exposed earlier. And here's the last window well that needs to be replaced. Before there was a chance to replace it, there was a really bad storm. I never saw the yard drain almost shooting straight up before, or the gravel displaced so much. It was still going pretty strong when it was safe to come outside. This is where that gutter pipe releases its water. The frog is really just for show to avoid stepping on the pipe. Here are the window wells right after the rain. A ton of water fell, and it looks like the window wells did their job. The inside stayed dry. Adding covers on top might keep out some water and tree debris. And lastly, here's what it looks like 24 hours later. There's probably some water still in the pipe, but the rest of the water is pretty much gone. Not too bad for about $100 per window well. Normally the water would take many days to subside. Sure, if we had the money, we'd rip up all this smashed pipe and put in brand new Schedule 40 strong pipe. But, sometimes you just have to make do with what you have for as long as you can. So thanks for stopping by, and I hope it helped maybe in some small way with your own window well or drainage project. Let me know what you're up to in the comments, and if anything changes with our situation, I'll be sure to post an update video. Take care.